Hello students, in this video we are going to discuss about the sexual dimorphism of the bony pelvis. Now what do we mean by sexual dimorphism? By sexual dimorphism we mean the differences in the morphological features between the male bony pelvis and the female bony pelvis. And here please note that by male bony pelvis and female bony pelvis, we always refer to adult males and females. Okay? So, why do we need to know about this difference between male and female bony pelvis? Because as obstetricians, we need to know the features of the bony pelvis which enables it in the process to facilitate the process of childbirth. And we also need to know what are the changes in these bony features of the pelvis can lead to difficulties of labor. And in another very different field, in the field of forensic science, we need to have this knowledge to know the identity of the individual from a very mutilated corpse. Maybe we only get the pelvic bone or part of the bony pelvis and we have to identify the approximate age and the sex of the individual for the proper identification of the deceased. Now, the male bony pelvis is obviously more robust with more prominent bony features, it's severe, and the markings for the muscular attachments are also more conspicuous. Whereas in females, it is more slender and lighter and less prominent markings for muscle attachments. Now, the pelvic brim in males, it is shaped like the heart of the playing cards, so that it is narrower anteriorly and it is more wider in the posterior segment. Whereas in case of females, the pelvic brim is more rounded between and the anterior and the posterior segments being uniformly widened. Okay. So here you can see the male pelvis with a bony pelvic inlet. This is the pelvic inlet with the bony pelvic brim being shaped like the heart, where it is more rounded in case of the female pelvis. The anterior superior iliac spines in males, it is more inwardly turned, whereas it is more outwardly turned in case of females. The iliac fossa is more concave in males, and the iliac blades are more inclined, sloping downwards and medially, whereas in females the iliac fossa is shallower and the blade, it is descending more vertically downwards. Okay. The acetabulum or the acetabular cavity, it is larger in males and smaller in females. It is smaller in females. The symphysis pubis is shorter in females and it is longer in males. The body of the pubic bone, it is wider in case of females than the males. It is wider in case of females. The subpubic arch, it is much wider in case of females, about 80 to 90 degrees, whereas it is much narrower in case of males, which is quite evident here, being about 50 to 60 degrees. The lateral boundaries of the arch formed by the lower border of the ischiopubic ramus, this border is everted in case of males, whereas it is less outwardly turned or less everted in case of females. Okay. The obturator foramina are more large and oval in males and smaller and triangular in females. The greater sciatic notch is more deep and narrow in males, and it is wider and shallower in females. The ischial tuberosities are turned outward in case of females, whereas in males they are more inwardly turned. In males they are more inwardly turned, whereas in females it is more outwardly turned, so that the pelvic outlet it is more wider in case of females. The lateral wall of the pelvic cavity, formed by the body of the ilium and the ischium, it is more vertical in case of females, whereas in case of males this lateral pelvic wall it is more inclined. It slopes more downwards and medially. Okay. Now coming to the sacrum in females it is wider, so that the sacral index, which is the ratio between the width of the sacrum and the length of the sacrum multiplied by 100, it is about 115 in case of females and approximately 105, around 105 in case of males. And in case of males, the pelvic surface of the sacrum is more uniformly concave, whereas the pelvic surface of the sacrum in females it is flatter upwards and it has a sudden abrupt concavity in the lower part. Okay, so we can understand that these features makes the pelvic outlet particularly more wider in case of females to allow the easy expulsion of the product of conceptus. Okay, so these are the important features of sexual dimorphism in human bony pelvis. And again, please do remember that all these features are in reference to the adult human male and female pelvis.